Welcome to the state of Ohio. I'm Karen Kassler. Abortion rights supporters held rallies throughout the country last weekend, a little less than 2 weeks after a draft opinion leaked from the U.S. Supreme Court on a Mississippi case on abortion. Those protests are leading up to late June, when the court's majority is expected to announce it is overturning the landmark Roe v. Wade decision that allows abortion nationwide. Statehouse correspondent Jo Ingles reports on those events in Ohio.
Abortion is a human right, not just for the rich and white.
Supporters of legal abortion rallied in Columbus outside the Statehouse Saturday, joining advocates that gathered in other cities around the state and country.
Because I believe in pro-choice, and I don't like what's happening in America right now. Not giving girls and women and anybody a fair shot, making their own decision about what they want to do with their body. Because we're really, we should all be taking care of each other.
Women deserve the right to make our own decisions about our bodies, and laws need to keep their bans off our bodies and off our health care.
The rallies were hosted by Planned Parenthood and other abortion rights organizations and advertised with the slogan, "Bans off our bodies." Similar protests were held in Cincinnati and Cleveland and nationwide, and more are planned in the weeks to come, leading up to the expected U.S. Supreme Court decision in a Mississippi case. A draft opinion leaked in early May indicated the new conservative majority of justices will overturn Roe v. Wade, the landmark 1973 decision that made abortion legal nationwide. But it's a draft, and it could change. Ohio is one of around 24 states that could almost immediately ban abortion using laws on the books or pending legislation. Advocates for legal abortion say if Ohio outlaws the procedure, either surgical or by medication, women will have to go to neighboring states to obtain legal and safe abortions. Some doctors who participated in Saturday's rally say banning abortions won't stop it, but will just make it less safe, because women will still seek options to end a pregnancy they are not physically, mentally, or emotionally ready to handle.
Because people die in childbirth. People are severely injured in childbirth. We have a horrible maternal mortality crisis in this country, and in Ohio specifically. And so women will die.
So as a physician, it's my job to follow evidence-based medicine and healthcare, and all the data shows that it's important for women to have access to reproductive rights, and that's a full scope of reproductive rights includes abortion care.
A Lutheran minister who's worked as a clinic escort at abortion facilities in Central Ohio for the past few years said he and other clinic escorts were on hand to make sure people protesting were safe.
Yeah, we're not going to intervene or tackle anybody, but just making people sure they're aware of these folks who have these GoPros on and they film and then they use it for their PR stuff.
Lexi Hall of Columbus was one of the people Deborah Eck was talking about. She was part of a small number of abortion opponents who showed up, carrying large signs and wearing GoPro cameras.
Every single human being has value, and I believe that we should all be protected under the law.
Hall and others engaged with the crowd, talking to them about why they opposed abortion. Many abortion rights protesters held up their own signs to try to cover the large signs being held by those who oppose abortion. Republican Attorney General Dave Yost and Governor Mike DeWine are looking into whether the state could immediately resurrect the so-called heartbeat bill, which was put on hold by a federal court. It would ban abortion when a fetal heartbeat can be detected at about 6 weeks into a pregnancy, before many women even know they're pregnant. Both the Republican-dominated Ohio House and Senate are considering bills known as trigger bans that would make abortion illegal as soon as the U.S. Supreme Court would allow states to do so. But though they're deep in the minority, Democrats are fighting back, proposing a constitutional amendment that would guarantee access to abortion and birth control. Representative Michelle Lepore-Hagan says Republicans have made it their top priority to force extreme views representing a minority of Ohioans on the majority, noting polls consistently show more than 60% of Americans support abortion rights.
I'm 8 years short of my medical degree, but this is 50 years short of common sense.
And when asked whether it would be possible to get 3/5 of the legislature to approve this and put it on the ballot directly, Senator Sandra Williams didn't mince words.
And we're not naive enough to believe that the Republican-controlled legislature will pass this proposal, in my opinion. But what I do believe it will do is allow people in the state of Ohio to voice their opinion in the committee process, to show all of us, not just legislators, but those of us across the state, that this is something, as the polls have shown, that the majority of Ohioans want.
Details from the Democratic proposal are still pending since the lawmakers have yet to officially introduce the language. They'd need to collect more than 250,000 valid petition signatures to put it before voters, and that would take time, so it wouldn't happen this year. Ohio Right to Life President Mike Ganadakis thinks the text of the constitutional amendment will likely go too far, allowing abortion for any reason at any time, something he says isn't popular with Ohioans, and he says it will fail.
They will fail to get the necessary votes in order for to be on the November 2023 ballot, and I think this is more of a gimmick and a way to appease some of their base leading up to an election.
For now, Ohioans are waiting for the Supreme Court ruling, but the court of public opinion might be the one that really matters because Ohio and the nation are bitterly divided on this issue. Jo Ingles, Statehouse News Bureau.